Flavor. Willy Wonka been had haters. Willy Wonka live on acres. Willy Wonka got a lot of paper. Go to ticket, put you in the rain.
Okay, guys, so continue on to the basketball talk, which is by far, we said college basketball is our favorite, but basketball in general is our favorite.
Creates a lot of storylines. I mean,
NBA is out here just destroying everything right now.
The
headlines.
Oh, yeah, which I love. I mean, yeah, the media days just happened. I mean, a lot of stuff happened during the media days, but about the things that just happened, like, recently, which, honestly, and no matter what major sport, and, like, especially NBA, you don't see these types of trades or moves happening right now.
No, in September, in late September, too, man.
Yeah, I mean, we had NBA talk. We had a lot of it to start when we started the podcast and stuff like that, so we kind of backed off it for NFL for a few weeks, but it's about to come back in full force, and it already really has. So among the biggest news was Carmelo being traded from the Knicks to the Thunder.
For Enes Kanter and Doug McDermott.
And a second-round pick.
No. Enes Kanter and Doug McDermott.
Which, I mean, in the sense of this, I mean, you had one thing. All right, so for Melo, I love Carmelo. I mean, I think he's an all-time great.
Me too.
But, I mean, he has dropped off a little bit the last couple of years, has had injuries, has a big contract, and then you also had where Phil Jackson just straight talked him down over, like, the last year. So, I mean, if anything, hurt the trade value. And then people knew the Knicks basically had to trade him.
Yeah.
So I think, and he gave, I believe, so far that I've read 3 options. One was like the Cavs, the Rockets, who he mainly wanted to go to, and then he ended up adding the Thunder to that list. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about it was very limited for the places that the Knicks could deal in. So the Knicks in return, I mean, nobody expects much out of the Knicks this year, anyways.
Nope.
But you get Kanter, I mean, he's a solid double-double guy. That's about it. You're not getting no real blocks out of him. You're going to get your 10-plus points and 10-plus rebounds out of the guy. Mm-hmm. And McDermott, I don't know what you get out of him. I mean, in today's NBA, I'm sure there is a spot for him. I mean,
he's going to get his chances.
Yeah, and I mean, the man can shoot, so especially on a Knicks team, you're looking at, I mean, this is going to be his first chance to get actually probably, 20-plus minutes a game, to be honest.
He's going to be able to shoot, like, take as many shots, most likely.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think it looks, I mean, it's not, they did not get much back from Melo. I mean, not as much as I'm sure Knicks fans would have liked, but.
And I've read a lot that they just wanted to get it done, get it, like.
Exactly, and, I mean, they accomplished it. They got a second-round draft pick. I mean, who knows what that turns into, but players like Draymond Green have been drafted in the second round. I mean, Isaiah Thomas, the very last pick in the second round. So, I mean, you could end up with a solid player from that. But, I mean, yeah, you're not talking about, like, a Cavs return for Kyrie Irving type of thing here.
No. And then also with the Melo stuff, I think they're top 3 in the West now. And honestly, it's a stacked West, so that says a lot. Obviously, you have the Warriors, where everyone's going to agree on that, right? And then I still put the Spurs just because I've seen it, and I'm never going to doubt Greg Popovich.
So you're going to, so you'll say Thunder over the Rockets.
I will say Thunder over the Rockets. And one reason I would say Thunder over the Rockets is who was that third person for the Rockets?
I agree. I think they're neck and neck. I think they'll have.
They're close.
I think they'll have close to the same records this year. The reason why I would go with Houston, one, they've had a little more time to mesh, like Chris Paul and James Harden. But honestly, both teams have the question marks of how they're going to mesh. You had James Harden, who had his best year handling the ball about 99.9% of the time. Mm-hmm. Literally, 99.9% of the time.
That's also.
And you have Chris Paul, who's never played in his career without the ball.
Yeah.
And I fully expect Chris Paul is going to be the one that has the ball in his hands the majority of the time.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I mean, I don't really know how they mesh up, Harden and Paul, but I also don't really know how Russ and Carmelo get along. I wasn't really worried about George and.
I mean, George he's a lot more that I feel like can play off the ball, but I mean, he's also a guy that was like top 10 in isolation last year as well. So I mean, both teams. I don't know. Both teams are going to have meshing problems. Both teams may not start the seasons off as great as they want to, but I think towards the end of the year, I mean, I can see that being right. I think either way, those are the top 4 teams in the West.
Yeah, and maybe the Timberwolves, man. I love their big.
I keep waiting. I thought last year was going to be the year that they took an extra step, and it really did not happen. But adding Jimmy Butler, though, to the team, and Jimmy Butler I like his demeanor and stuff. Like, I feel like he does just want to win.
Yeah, and then also Jeff Teague, Jamal Crawford, Taj Gibson.
They made their team deeper. I mean, Gorgie Jang, who I think is also a solid player. I mean, Carl Anthony, top 10 player in the league, I would argue.
That's the thing with the OKC is I think that they have three top 20, 25 maybe with Carmelo, three of the top 25 three of the top 25 players in the league on the team. Where I see the Rockets have two top.
It's tough.
10,
I mean, so do Rockets still have Ariza?
They do.
So, I mean, Ariza, I don't know. Like, with the Rockets, what I like about them is, they don't have that solid person that you can count on.
They are deeper,
player,
though.
But, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, a player, like, people hate on Ryan Anderson, but in Mike D'Antoni offense, perfect. I mean, Eric Gordon, there's no question. I mean, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all that Eric Gordon had his best year last year in Mike D'Antoni's offense.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it either way. I'm just going with, I think, listen, you put Russ on a fast break with Paul George on one side and Carmelo on the other side, that's dangerous.
Oh, it's lethal. If they learn to play together, and I mean, it's been Russ's thing. It's why KD's left. I mean, I'm curious how if Russ is ready to put down him doing so much to actually try to win.
Yeah, and he's gonna.
And if he tries to do that, I mean, if anything, you think this Kevin Durant stuff taught him a little bit. Like, all right, maybe I should step it back.
Yeah, and another big thing is apparently Carmelo's going to play and start at the 4 all year, apparently.
Which I like the type of move. I'm curious if he can stay healthy banging down there. Yeah. That's what I'm curious about.
It's kind of going with how the league is going, too. The league's kind of going with that.
Yeah, I think he can create a lot of problems at the 4.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, if we say...
He's got to be willing to be more mid-range guy and more with his back to the basket a little bit instead of just trying to shoot threes all the time.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is, I think... Say they play the Rockets, is Ryan Anderson going to guard Carmelo?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean, tough matchup. Yeah. I mean, I believe the Rockets, do they still have Clint Capella?
Yeah, they do. They also signed Richard Mbamute, have Eric Gordon, of course.
But yeah, I mean, the Rockets don't have a guy that can stay inside, outside like Anthony can.
Yep.
No, I mean, there's not many teams that can.
Yeah, and...
I mean, it's where they would run into the problem of, just the Warriors. Like, obviously, Draymond Green's a guy that could shut Melo down.
Yeah, for sure.
Steph can cancel out Russ.
How crazy is this going to be? The second round of the West playoffs is either going to be, the Warriors, probably going to be the Spurs, barring any injury either. So those two teams, and you're either going to have the Thunder, Rockets, or Timberwolves.
Yeah.
So that second round playoff.
I mean, I think what happened, Spurs, I think are going to be solid. They're always overlooked because they're older.
So home court advantage is going to matter a lot.
But another team that I thought could have been good if they could have got another player, they were interested in Melo, but Melo wasn't apparently interested in them. Yes, one of the Trailblazers.
I would have loved to see him. I would have loved to see Paul George go there or
I think if they just had one more player like that, nobody's taking over the Warriors in the West. But if they had one more player, they could make things interesting out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they would have found a way to get Jimmy Butler or Paul George where they stay with Young, I think Butler would have made more sense because he also has, Paul George could only go to the Lakers. Mm-hmm. But if you could keep Dame, CJ, and Jimmy Butler with Nurkic, or how you say his name?
Nurkic, I think.
Nurkic, I think that works perfectly because they're young, and I also don't think C.J. McCollum. I think he's good. I think he's borderline all-star, but I just don't think nowadays he has to be your third best player.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, the way that the NBA is going now, another sleeper team. Just while we're talking West, I think if they had a couple more players to go with them, would be the Nuggets.
Yeah, I do too. Their big men are loaded.
Oh, the big man is it Jokic?
Jokic, and you got
it's so good.
Millsap.
And then Millsap went there, who's basically in today's 4, perfect 4. Mm-hmm. Kenneth Faried, which I think is a perfect bench guy, going to come in and be energy guy, can get boards obviously from his college days till the NBA, gets boards. Awesome putback guy too. Also, I think Moutier can take another step and be better.
Jamal Murray.
And then, Jamal Murray, I think if he gets the opportunity to play, there's no reason that man can't just spray.
Yeah, Gary Harris.
And he showed it, when he got hot in no defense is being played, but he showed it when he got hot, in that rookie-sophomore game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've changed the name to it now, where it's World USA,
yeah.
But it's still for, I believe, rookie and sophomore, or rookie and second-year guys.